Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Afiq bin Azmi. My matric card number is CE190151. So you can see at first slide. Um, this is our PCB layout that get from our purchase software. It has three PCB layout that contain our PCB layout. So next, my next question is what is the UV exposure effect on the PCB substrate? So exposing of PCB is basically an image transfer process of transferring image from a plot film onto a bare copper clad laminate under intensive UV light. Photoresist which is applied on a bare copper laminate is exposed in areas which are to be kept on copper laminate, thus forming line on it. The UV light transmit through the clear portion of the film and cures the photoresist. After that, the board is submerged into a developable bath that develop and remove the synthesized photoresist. The resist is the shape of the artwork that represent your circuit. The photoresist board need to be exposed to ultraviolet light through the artwork using a UV exposure box. So, my next question is explain what is the developing process in this lab. Also from the process, what happened to the PCB after the process. So, step 1 is dip the board in sodium metasilicate diarrhea. So first you need to dip your copper board in sodium metasilicate diarrhea to develop the surface which did not contact with UV ray. Natrium hydroxide has the same effect. If you cannot find sodium metasilicate pentahydrate, you should shake the liquid carefully from left to right, straight and back, and do this until you see the PCB design drawn out on the copper board. So for the step 2, place the board in water. So you do not touch the board with a bare hand. Use a tweezer to dip it from one liquid to another. So now that the drawing of the circuit is developed, you will need to wash the sodium metasilicate hydrate from the surface, dip it in water, shake it a bit, and finally take it out from the water with the tweezer. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arif Iskandar bin Muhammad Zaki. My matric ID was AA190069. Today I will present about the lab mjel, which is lab number 3. I am from group number 6 from section number 3. Okay, today I will present about my part, which is starting from question number 4, which is the procedure of etching process, and observe from the process what happened to the PCB after the process. Okay, for the etching process, which is step number 4, place the board into the etching machine for 5 to 10 minutes depend on the heater and bubbles until all area that not covered by the dry film resin is removed. This process will create the copper pattern matches the film pattern. For the equipment is etching machine and chemical solution like ferric chloride, which is a corrosive acidic chemical compound that will eat away all copper on the board, which is we have no from explanation from doctor and with that video that he shown. Okay, there is the observation on the PCB board after the etching process on the picture view, which is number 3 below in this figure 4.1 based on research. And then there is the figure 4.2 based on Proteus software that we do. Next, for question number 5, how exactly to do the stripping process in this lab? Okay, observe from the process what happened to the PCB after the process. Okay, this process is to remove the dry film resist, leaving the copper and the board, traces, pad, and PCB stripping process. Post etching process, the copper present on the PCB get covered either by electroplate, tin, or lead. You can use the concentrated nitric acid to remove the tin. Nitric acid is very effective in removing tin and does not damage the copper circuit struck below the tin metal. Thus now you have a clear distinct outline of copper on the PCB. The board can now be passed on the next process. There is the view and observation on the PCB layout on the pen stripping process at the figure below, shown in the figure 5.1. Next, for the question number 6, the importance of need to be aware of safety sign and the use of personal protective equipment, which is PPE, in the terms of safety and health, especially in the chemical. After we discuss each other, we can say the safety is major issue for everyone, especially to the person that work and learn at the site or in the lab. This is because accident can happen frequently in the construction industry, and oftentimes it's due to the absence of personal protective equipment (PPE) or failure to wear to the provided PPE. Okay. PPEs include items such as protective helmet, eyes protection, high visibility clothing, safety footwear, safety harnesses, and sometimes respiratory protective equipment, which is I will explain about you in the point number 1, which is heat protection. Head protection. For this is hard hats are common on construction site. Just passing by a site, you can usually identify worker by their hard hats. They are designed to protect against flying or falling objects that will otherwise impact or penetrate the workers. Some hard hats are equipped with accessories such as face shield and ear muff. Hard hats should be well fitted. Those that are too large or too small are inappropriate for us. For the second is the most important for the chemical, which is the iron face protection. Eye and face protection are equally as important as head protection. Safety goggles, spectacle, and full face shield can give you the protection needed for the eyes and face, especially when we handle the chemical solution or substance which can affect our eyes or can make us blind. Metalwork, woodwork, hotwork, and air tool operation are require this type of protection. General workers can also benefit from safety goggles since there is usually debris on construction site. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Ramdan bin Ahmad Bakir. My metric number is DE180022. So I am going to explain the third health and safety precaution. So the third is respiratory protection. This is vital on site where toxic substances are present, so it is like respiratory to protect you from dust, fume, paint spray, pesticides, and other dangerous substances that cause permanent impairment. And it should be used in environment with air contaminants. So in work environment, respirators are relied upon when adequate ventilation is unavailable or other engineering control systems are not feasible or inadequate. So the next is hand and skin protection. So in construction jobs typically require the use of hands. So each year around 150,000 100,000 hand injuries are reported. Occupational skin disease such as contact dermatitis, skin cancer, and other skin injuries and infection are the second most common type of occupational disease and can be very costly. So because of a lot of work is done with the hand, glove are essential item in providing skin protection. So example, glove commonly used as PPE include rubber glove, cut resistant gloves, chainsaw glove, heat resistant gloves. So by using glove, it will help to avoid hazard usually involved when working with chemical, glass, sheet metal, electricity, hot materials, or slippery object. So finally, hearing protection. In industrial, noise is often discounted as an occupational hazard since it isn't visible to the eye. However, 22 million workers in the United States are exposed to potentially harmful noise levels annually. So according to the National Institute of OSHA, about 82% of occupational hearing loss cases occur to workers in the manufacturing sector. So NIOSH recommend that worker exposure to noise be reduced to level equivalent to 85 dBA for 8 hours to reduce occupational noise-induced hearing loss. Earplug and earmuff are common hearing protection tools. It is important to note that earmuffs are more effective in reducing high-frequency noise, while earplugs are more effective for reducing low-frequency noise. So for number 7, we provide the 3D visualization of our PCB circuit track. So this is our PCB circuit track for our members. So for this 3D visualizer, we can see that this is the bottom of our PCB circuit track. We can view the bottom view of our PCB 3D circuit track from the 3D visualizer. So this is our the circuit track. So for the conclusion, as a conclusion, this lab has taught us everything that we need to know about the PCB fabrication process. We have learned that the fabrication process of a single-sided PCB, and we also able to predict the expected output from it. For instance, PCB is basically an insulating substance that serves as a basis for the printing and of conductive stripes. The electrical path between components are defined by the PCB board design. It is obtained from the circuit schematic representation. The program transforms schematic symbols and libraries into physical components and connection when it is generated or imported from a schematic design. To secure the through-hole component to the PCB, a single-sided PCB is used, and the component leads are soldered to the conductor pattern. Other than that, we also get to learn new things while doing this lab, especially the safety and hazard that needs to be taken under precaution while doing this PCB fabrication process or anything related with electrical work, including the use of personal protective equipment for our safety and health. So that's all from our group. Thank you.